Essentially, a documentary is no more than a film featuring no actors, and it's non-fictional.
It is a common misconception that documentaries and biographies, they are the same. No, they are not.
The key difference between a documentary and a biography is that a biography is done on a person, whereas a documentary is on things that aren't people. Like bricks. But Mr. Narrator, if we can't do it on the guy who played Carlton from Fresh Prince, just what can we do it on?
Let's see.
Underage drinking,
Surfing.
Buttons.
Wood. Hip-hop.
Eating cake and drinking and driving.
Buttons.
You could do a documentary on documentaries.
Rakes.
Drinking while being a lifeguard.
Grilling some chicken.
concrete barriers.
Or any music genre at all, as long as it's not like jazz or something.
Hunting.
And babysitting.
Babysitting while drinking.
Editing.
Skateboarding.
1930.
Cutting.
Cordless.
Directing. Producing.
You can do it on anything!
By today's standard, virtually any movie or film made before the early 1920s was considered a documentary.
When we asked Paul Bunyan, a local expert on documentaries and a part-time geographist, about the first examples of a documentary, this is what he had to say.
Well, you see, in the early 1900s, when video cameras first came out, they didn't have fancy programs like Windows Movie Maker and all these creative DVD programs and whatnot. So what they were doing was they were taking their video cameras, pointing them at something that they thought was interesting, maybe like a train driving by the railroad, and, you know, just taping that. Therefore, when they were doing that, they were documenting real life. And since those are facts, that was considered your first documentary.
Well, all these things seem really great, but exactly what is a documentary for?
You can learn from these things. You can teach people things in a whole new world. Have you seen March of the Penguins? You'd never go to the Arctic. You'd never go there. I don't even know how they did that. I mean, when in your life would you be able to go to Africa to see the wild jungle or something? You'd never do that in your life. But they did it, and they did it all for the viewer. Wow.
Well, basically, there are three key elements found in every documentary: music, interviews, and voiceovers. Music is just fantastic. Say you had a long list of things that wasn't really that exciting and you wanted to make it seem exciting, you could throw some fast-paced techno music in there and everybody would think it's way cooler than it really is. Music is key, as in every other visual presentation, because it helps carry the emotion. Take, for example, this footage. Here's the same footage shown twice with two different styles of music. The first one with an orchestra. And the second one with a fun folk sound to it. Surely you can see how important it is. Interviews are good because, well, it allows the experts to tell you exactly what you need to know rather than reading it from a boring book. And lastly, when an interview might not be available, voiceovers will do the trick. A voiceover is just when you take a video or some other type of footage and just have a narrator explain what it is that you're seeing. Voiceovers are a good way to fill the holes that interviews leave empty. Also, voiceovers are good for transitioning from one topic to the next.
So you may now be asking yourself, what happens to the documentary after it's made? Is it just gonna end up in the DVD drawer with all the rest of the movies? Well, the chances are, yes. Don't be afraid though, there's tons of money to be made in making documentaries. In fact, Michael Moore's Fahrenheit 9/11 set a new record for documentary profits, earning over $228 million in ticket sales and selling over 3 million DVDs. So if you want to get rich, make documentaries.